So I moved from Russia, Novosibirsk, to Berlin 15 years ago. And the first years, I kept getting passed over for promotions, and I didn't dare to become a founder. My reviews were good, my connections and relationships were okay, work was solid, but something was always off. And nobody told me what it was until one day, one of my former leaders finally sat me down and said, "Hey, Anna, technically fantastic, attitude great, but you're missing something." And this something is emotional intelligence. And in the Western workplace, this is something that is assumed that you have. And Western workplace soft skills is really a set of skills that many of us immigrants or expats do not have. It's a lot of unwritten rules that nobody really teaches you. And if you're from Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Poland, or anywhere in the post Soviet space working in Germany, I hope this video is helpful for you. The first habit that I want to talk about is the networking trap. So, back home, networking, there is a juicy Russian word called блат, and it basically means connections or promotions through corruption or favors, so you don't really deserve it. So we avoid it and we let our work speak for us. And in Germany and generally in the Western work culture, networking is how you get promoted. So this hallway conversation where you casually mention your project to the director, or that lunch where you can chat with someone from another team, that's not wasting time. That's literally how careers advance here. And your work doesn't speak for itself. You have to speak for your work. And it felt so fake, and it still does. For me, now I'm a founder and I put my stuff out there, and every time it is very hard for me. It feels like you're schmoozing when I reach out to people whom I know, who I work with. But here's the thing, Germans do this naturally without realizing it. Americans even better. I'm talking about Germany because it's my personal experience, but Americans, absolute superstars. They grab coffee, they chat at the kitchen, they build relationships, they ask you out for lunch. It's not plain politics, it's just making yourself visible. So the shift that you could look at would be to schedule one coffee chat per week with someone outside your immediate team. That's in just one, start there and get comfortable as you warm up. Second habit, initiatives are punishable. Ah, yeah, initiative is punishable. So if you remember that phrase when we were growing up in Russian called инициатива, наказуема, we learned this growing up. Don't stick your neck out, don't suggest changes, just do what you're told and keep your head down. Well, in Germany, they are literally waiting for you to take initiative. Your manager asks, "What do you think we should do?" And you freeze because you're waiting for them to tell you. But guess what? They're waiting for you to propose something. This is called autonomy. Western workplaces run on it. And when you don't show initiative, they think you're not leadership material. And when you wait for explicit instructions, they think you can't think strategically. And the shift could be that the next time someone asks for your opinion, just give it. Even if you're not 100% sure, say, "Here's what I think we could try," instead of, "Yeah, let's just look at the OKR and whatever the objective says, let's roll with that." Trust your gut feeling. Your opinion is wanted and it matters. And the third habit is Yeah, we don't like self promotion because it's considered showing off, and we were raised to believe that talking about your achievements is bragging, showing off, хвастовство. It is not that. In Germany, you need to advocate for yourself when you finish a project. You need to say, I delivered this, which resulted in this. And when you're in a team meeting, you need to mention your contributions, not obnoxiously, not constantly, but consistently. Because if you don't, someone else would get credit for your work, or worse, leadership will just assume you're not doing much. So, the shift that you could look at would be to keep a bragging document. I saw that the Fountain Institute has one. Notion template, it's pretty cool. Or a monthly wins document, every achievement, every project completion, every problem that you solved. Then use it in performance reviews and team updates. And it will also do some mental gymnastics for you to actually see, okay, that you are doing a lot of valuable stuff. The fourth habit, that emotions are our weakness. Yeah, we learn to suppress emotions at work, stay stoic, don't show vulnerability, don't admit when something is hard. And in Germany, emotional intelligence is a required skill for promotion. They want to see that you can manage stress without exploding, that you can handle conflict without shutting down. So, being in touch with your emotions is crucial. Your company needs to see that you can manage stress without exploding, that you can handle conflict without shutting down, and that you can give and receive feedback without taking it personally. When you shut down emotionally, they see it as lack of maturity, and when you cannot discuss how you're feeling about a situation, they think that you can't self reflect. And I'm not saying cry at your desk every day. Depends on your office, though. I mean, ideally, you don't. It means being able to say, this project is stressing me out. Here's why. Here's what I need, instead of just grinding through it silently until you burn out. So, the shift we're looking at here is to practice saying, I am feeling angry about Anna being promoted because I've worked so hard to get the same promotion. And open up about this, see where it takes you. The fifth habit, fifth, Jesus, that conflict equals danger. Yeah. Back home, workplace conflict could get you fired, so we learn to avoid it at all costs. Germans are way more comfortable having those uncomfortable conversations. Healthy conflict, or rather, not conflict, I'd say. Yeah, critical conversations, crucial conversations, feedback that it's hard to give. It is expected. And when someone disagrees with your approach and you just nod and say, okay, fine, they think you have no backbone. And when you don't push back on a bad decision, they think you're not engaged. So they want to see what you can disagree, that you can disagree professionally, that you can defend your position with reasoning, that you can challenge ideas without making it personal. This is hard for us because we were taught that disagreeing with authority is dangerous. However, even when I started, I really did not have the skill of disagreeing respectfully. And this is something that I think we all should look at, because your manager and your team, especially if you're in a senior position, they want to tell you, they want you to tell them when you think they're wrong. And as long as you do it respectfully with reasoning, and the shift that you might look at would be something like using this phrase, I see differently, here's why. Use it in meetings and watch how people respond. They'll respect you more, not less. And this disagreeing respectfully, something that I've seen we struggle a lot, me personally too. Sometimes I just lose it and I go too far. Even my partner calls me a brutal Siberian bear sometimes. Something I have to work on, especially in the workplace. It's a 10-minute video already. You know what? The rest 5 I'm gonna have in my next video. It's getting too long. My program, which is making the subtitles, is gonna